Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to the channel, or if you are new here, welcome to the channel. My name is SJ. I'm an adult doll and toy collector and book lover, and sometimes I just want to talk about books that I'm reading, especially if they're a little bit of a wild ride. But this channel is made for adults. We'll just put it that way. But for the month of September, basically spooky season, I decided I kind of wanted to put my romantasy aside and pick up like a little bit of a thriller book, you know, kind of get in the mood for spooky season. The one that I chose, and I really question my sanity, was Lights Out. Okay, just a quick little disclaimer and pretty much like a trigger warning for you guys if you are going to watch this video. I will be breaking it down. I will be pretty much reviewing it, and there is going to be cursing, there is going to be mentions of stalking, hacking, kinks, sexually explicit scenes, all that kind of stuff. And if you cannot handle that, I completely understand. And I do not hold it against you if you choose to not watch this video. And I will see you in the next one, hopefully. So this is Lights Out by Navessa. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. Allen. And it's an Into Darkness novel, so I don't know if this is like a standalone book or if there are other ones in the series. I don't know. I did get this at Walmart. It sounded super interesting to me. I thought I was picking up like a little Harley Quinn and Joker type of read, you know, little Bonnie and Clyde. That's kind of what I thought that this was going. I'm filming this before I have finished it. I am on chapter 4, page 37. That is how far I have gotten in the book so far, but the back of it says a dark romance like you've never seen before. Can you handle the ride? But I did not look through this book when I picked it up off the shelf. I was like, ooh, the couple who slays together stays together. Interesting. Cool. The back, I was like, interesting. Love that. Okay. I was sitting on the couch the other night when I started reading this, and I think, you know, you get your little thing where it tells you the story, all of that, copyright, blah, blah, blah. There's a trigger warnings page in here. The only other book that I have read that had a trigger warning page was Fourth Wing, and it was because it was full of death and like sex scenes. So if you were sensitive to that, pretty much be careful. Don't read it. I was in, you know, Fourth Wing. It was nothing really. It didn't like trigger me in any way. This though, I said, oh, trigger warnings. Lights Out is a dark stalker rom-com with heavy themes. Reader discretion is advised, as this book contains the first one, I was like, whoa. I am not new to reading smut, okay? I've had my fair share in A Court of Thorns and Roses, and, you know, chapter 55 in A Court of Mist and Fury. Chef's kiss. I think paint sales went up with that chapter. Yeah, I've read smut, and I've read 50 Shades of Grey, but let me tell you something. 50 Shades of Grey is child's play compared to this new stuff that has come out. Chapter 1, and it is from Allie's point of view. That is another thing about this book so far that I've noticed, is it switches between Allie's point of view and other points of views. It's really easy to follow. Basically, she is a trauma nurse. She is working in pretty much the inner city in this hospital, and the inner city, you're gonna see all kinds of stuff come in. Car crashes, overdoses, you're gonna see it all. Goes home, it's the end of her shift, you know, she goes into her house, and it's like right after Christmas, it's around January, and there's a chapter, a couple pages in here, where it just talks in detail about her cat, Fred. I was like, oh, a kitty, this cute little kitty, and how she comes home from her job and she just picks up her cat and she snuggles him, you know, to get, you know, some little fur therapy, you know, a little comfort from her cat after dealing with all the trauma of her hospital. I was like, oh, kitty, please don't let anything happen to this cat. Please, for the love of God, let this cat survive this story, okay? Because I have an emotional attachment now to Fred. And I love Fred, and I need Fred to be okay. Then we get to page 9 basically, and it just bam right into it, where I am reading about how she is watching this video of this man who wears a mask to hide his face. When I picture this, I'm picturing Ghostface. I don't know what that says about me, for me to picture a man who has his hands in his pants, and while you can't see in the video from what she's explaining, you can see the arm movements, and you can pretty much visualize in your mind what he is doing. And the whole time that she's explaining this and how he wears a mask, I am picturing Ghostface. Do I have a mask kink? Oh my God, am I like Allie? Do I have a mask kink? No. Yes, so one thing about Allie is she has a mask kink. Doesn't explicitly say what social media app she goes on to watch these videos, but she goes onto her favorite app on her phone, and she watches people who wear a mask. They're called thirst trap videos, and she has one in particular that she likes. It is this man who wears this mask, and he just, I don't even know what he's doing in the video besides the one that she explained where you know he's doing something in his pants, but like, I guess he just lays there and looks hot with this mask on, and it's like a kink to her, like it turns her on. And I'm like, okay, you know, we all have our things. It's fine. I'm not gonna judge. You know, we all got our things. But page 9, we just went right into it. And I was like, oh, we are not going into this slow. We didn't just dip our toes in the beginning. We went head first right into the water. I was like, whoa. So yeah, she's got a mask kink, and you know, she's realizing, oh wow, you know, I wonder how Tyler's doing. Tyler is this guy that she's seeing. She's like, I wonder how he's doing. It's been a while. I have the next 2 days off. Let me text him. Let me screenshot this image of this guy with this mask on doing something with his anatomy, and I'm gonna send it to him and be like, yo, I got the next 2 days off. Wear a mask. I'll make it worth your while. She goes to her shift the next day, and I believe she was like halfway into her shift before, you know, Tyler messaged her back and says, damn girl, you still alive? I thought you ghosted me. It's been 2 months. Pass on the mask thing. I'm not into it. And I'm seeing someone anyway. And Allie's kind of like, wow, has it really been 2 months? Did I truly ghost Tyler? And she looks back through her messages and she realizes, wow, goddamn, yeah, I did. I truly did ghost him. But she's like, you know, stuff at the hospital is super busy. We are short-staffed. So yeah, so she's a little heartbroken right there because, you know, her booty call is now moved on to someone else. And then we get into chapter 2, which is from Josh's point of view. And we learn that Tyler is actually Josh's roommate. You know, Tyler, the guy that Allie's been hooking up with. Josh is like, yo, are you okay? You know, because he sees that he's on his phone. He got a text message. And Tyler's like, yeah, just had to break things off with that girl Allie I was hooking up with. And Josh is like, I thought you ended it months ago. And Tyler goes, I thought she ghosted me, but she probably got busy at work again. But that's okay because I'm hooking up with this new girl. So it's nothing to Tyler to just, bye, Allie, I've moved on. Tyler goes, yeah, I don't hear from her for 2 months. And then look at the shit she sends me. He hands Josh his phone, and Josh looks at it and goes, oh shit. Because the image that is on the phone that was sent to Tyler is of Josh. Josh is Tyler's roommate. Tyler is Allie's ex. Josh is Mask Man. And like, we're only on chapter 2, and it's already like, bam, everything is already happening like super fast. This is not a slow paced book whatsoever. So yeah, Josh is Mask Man, the man that Allie is lusting over. When Josh was looking at it, he's like, oops, my thumb slipped. I accidentally deleted the photo, because he doesn't want he doesn't want Tyler to look at it too much and recognize it's him, because Josh does film these videos shirtless. He has tattoos, and he films them in the house that he shares with Tyler. So maybe if Tyler spent enough time kind of like really looking at that photo, he'll realize, hey, he's got the same tattoos as you. Hey, we have the same couch that you were on in that video. Pretty much goes into detail that Josh doesn't go out very much. He stays at home. He works for like he's like a cybersecurity guy, and he got hired as a cybersecurity guy because he went for the job and basically showed them how he hacked into their system, and they're like, you know, bro, you're hired. Take all our money. You're hired. Continue to just make sure nobody can hack into our system anymore. So Josh has a pretty decent paying job, but Josh doesn't go out much. Why doesn't Josh go out much? Because we learned that there was a Netflix documentary that was basically about his family. And we learned that Josh's dad is basically a serial killer. Yeah, his dad was basically a serial killer, and he's kind of like the spitting image of his dad. So he gets really nervous when he goes out, because then people will recognize who he is, and they want like an exclusive story or interview from the son of the serial killer. When it comes to dating girls, the first thing that he will ask them is, do you like true crime? If they say yes, he blocks them, because he doesn't want to relive that. And because he looks so much like his dad, he doesn't like looking in a mirror, because he doesn't want to see that monster looking back at him, which is why he created this mask man kink. Like, he can put the mask on in these videos and he can be like someone completely different. Now, because Josh has realized that Allie pretty much follows him on his secret social medias and has this mask kink and pretty much lusts over him, he's like, oh no, this isn't good. I need to put a stop to this. So because he's got so much knowledge and hacking into things, he pretty much creates this code on his laptop and enters it in to where he can pull up everything that Allie has posted on his photos. Some of the things that Allie has been posting, like comment-wise, on his photos or videos is, sir, I'm at work, how dare you? Is this video why I randomly woke up at 2 a.m.? Was I summoned here? I would like to thank the algorithm for bringing me here. I'm on season 6 of this video. Well, this has me feeling feral far too early in the morning. The way I would crawl to him. Boom, there went my ovaries. This is the horror movie I would die in. Everyone else would be running away while I sprinted straight toward the danger instead. And this does something to Josh. This turns Josh on. And he is picturing in his mind of breaking into Allie's house, walking up to her, scared and defenseless, crouched in a corner, walking up to her with a knife in his hand, lifting her chin up with the tip of the knife, and slowly unzipping his pants, and then you can just see where it goes. Like, whoa, here we go. And then I'm like, dang, Allie's got a mask kink. Josh over here's got a freaking stalker kink. I'm like, all right, we all got our things. We all got our things. I can't judge, you know, as long as it's not hurting anyone, we can't judge. He's like, dang, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna break into Allie's house. I'm gonna break into her house. This man, he knows how to hack. He knows how to, you know, open door locks. This man knows it all. And that's exactly what he does. He finds out where Allie lives by doing all his little security hacking skills. He hacks into a neighbor's camera system to make sure that the cameras are not pointed anywhere in Allie's vicinity. And he does a thing. He breaks into her house And then he's startled because here comes Fred, the cute little kitty. And Fred actually ends up falling in love, like loving on Josh. And he reaches down to pet it. But one of the things that he was very worried about is, am I going to want to like hurt this cat? Am I like my dad? Do I have like that serial killer gene in me, which is going to make me want to hurt this cat? But thankfully, he just reached down and scratches Fred. And, you know, he's like cute, adorable. I'm proud of myself because I didn't hurt this cat. And then he goes into Allie's room, chapter 3, where Allie's at work. And it was a little bit of a stressful day. And then she happens to look at the time and she's like, oh, hey, Mask Man posted a new video, because he posts on these certain days like clockwork. So she's alone in the break room and she's like, I'm going to take this opportunity because I can't handle it. I can't wait till I get home. I got to look at it right now. Looks at it and she's watching it and she's like, oh my God, he is so hot. Hey, that comforter. I have the same comforter. All right. Oh, that mirror? I have the same mirror. That stuff on the shelf right there real quickly in a flash looks like the stuff on mine. Wow. Oh, this turns her on so much because she's like, it's like he's practically in my room. And she comments on the video, I have that comforter. This could have been filmed in my room. Let's go, bitches. As a way to make everybody else in the comment section jealous, because it's like, yeah, I have that comforter. That man is basically in my room. Her shift is over. She goes home. It's been a long day. She drinks her wine. She pets her cat. And then she goes into her room. And she notices there is something on her bed that she didn't place there, that wasn't there before. She walks over to her bed and she looks on the bed. Can you guess what's on the bed? Can you guess what's on the bed? His mask. His mask is on the bed, and Allie realizes, oh shit. That video, it was filmed in her room. That comforter was hers. That mirror, it was hers. The mess of makeup on the dresser, it was her mess. And she's like, holy shit, what is happening? What the hell did I do? What do I do now? Do I call the cops? Check to see if he was still here? She's like, what if all the blood in his videos wasn't fake? What if none of this was a fun little kink for him like it was for the rest of us? What if he was some sort of serial killer hiding in plain sight and he used his platforms to lure his victims to him? Logical thinking, because, you know, that's where my mind would go. Not that this would ever happen to me, but my mind would go there. And she goes, was I about to be next? Was this the beginning of some twisted game of cat and mouse? Allie shakes her head. If that were the case, wouldn't I have noticed all the different bedrooms he filmed in as he taunted his victims? I hadn't. Aside from the one he shot tonight in here, all his videos had one of 3 backgrounds: a couch, a wall with red lighting, and a massive bed with black sheets, making this the one exception to the rule. Why me? And why now? And why was I so fucking turned on by it when I knew I should have run screaming from my house instead? First 3 chapters has been a little bit of a wild ride. Like I said, we didn't just dip our toes in. We pretty much dove headfirst into the deep end, and we have not come up for air yet. Because I'm so used to books slowly building. This is not slowly building. This just right off from the beginning. So I'm gonna start chapter 4. We're gonna see where we end up. All right, we are back. It is a new day. I read chapters 4 through 6, and I will say not much happened. And I guess this is where the slow burn comes in. So chapter 4 picks up from Josh's point of view, where he is freaking out because he's like, oh my God, I messed up big time. I shouldn't have done what I did, where he filmed a video in Allie's room, and then when Allie came home, she noticed the mask on her bed. And come to find out too, Josh put a hidden camera in Allie's room disguised as a phone charger. I did not know those existed. I didn't know that was a thing. So I'm thoroughly creeped out by that. But Josh tries to reason with himself and say the whole reason he put the camera in Allie's room was to gauge her emotions, to see how she reacted to finding out that the entire video that he filmed was filmed there in her room. He wants to see how she is going to react like this. Is she going to freak out, or is she going to be like, oh my God, he like totally filmed a video in my room. Out of all the girls who lust over him in the videos, he chose me. As the dialogue continues throughout the book with him reasoning with himself and pointing out like, this is why I did this is why I did that. There is a reason behind it. I mean no ill will towards anyone. We also come to find out that he hacked the cameras in her hospital that she works and has also been watching her there as well. This guy truly does have a stalking kink. Like, watching her, it's like he's getting off on the fact that he is in a way stalking her. But he also says he was able to look up Allie's search history, and he found that she was searching for things like, how do I find someone from social media? Who is a faceless man from TikTok? So there we have confirmation that this app, her favorite app that she goes on, is apparently TikTok. And the faceless man's other social media accounts. So he goes, see, she started it. She started this whole thing. If she wasn't stalking me first, I wouldn't have gone and stalked her. I don't think that would, if this ever went to court, I don't really think that would hold up in court. As he's watching her in the camera that he hid in her room, he notices that she picks up her phone and starts typing. And then on his end, he hears his phone chime. Allie has sent him a DM. DM that she sent to Josh says, this might sound completely insane, but did you break into my room or into my house tonight, film a video in my bedroom, and leave a mask behind? And he replies with, what would you do if I said yes? He doesn't necessarily want to say, yeah, I did that, because he doesn't quite know how Allie is going to react like this. And he doesn't want to put himself in a very bad position where it all comes back on him if she were to go to the cops. She writes back, that depends. He writes back, on what, Allie? And in the view of the camera that he is watching, she kind of gets a little startled because she's like, oh my God, he knows my name. And she writes back, on what your intentions are. So Allie is still on the fence. She's not quite sure what Mask Man / Josh's intentions are. Is he truly really a serial killer that lures all his victims in who are females that lust over him? Or is he just a guy who has a kink and finds her oddly attractive? Josh writes back and says, my intentions, oh, Allie, why would I tell you what they are when your previous comments have led me to believe that fear is half the fun for you? What is going on? Oh my God. I didn't, in my little world of rainbows and butterflies where everybody gets along, I never truly sit back to think that there are people out here who have kinks like this. Like, okay. She basically messages him back and says, how can I trust you? And he types back and says, you can't, Allie, because there is still this darkness inside Josh where he feels like he is going to be like his dad. He is going to be a serial killer like his dad. And if he gets too close to Allie, or anyone for that matter, he will hurt them. But Josh also decides to just kind of keep this going on because seeing the fear yet excitement on Allie's face turns him on. So he sends her a clip of the video that he filmed in her room that he couldn't post on TikTok because it would get him, canceled from the platform. And it was basically him pleasuring himself in her room. He goes ahead and sends her that clip of the video. And Allie is so turned on by it that she in turn props the mask up on her pillows, and pleasures herself in front of the mask. All in the view, unbeknownst to her, to Josh, who's watching through the hidden camera. So chapter 5 is going to be from Allie's point of view, and it starts with her finishing her little session on her bed with the mask. And then she kind of steps back and reevaluates everything and is like, oh my God, I should not be turned on by this. I should be freaked out. Why haven't I called the cops? I should call the cops. But should I really call the cops? Because they can look through the social media and see where I have commented in all of his videos where I was basically asking for this. I asked for this. So I truly can't go to the cops because they'll just laugh in my face and be like, sweetheart, you wanted him here. You wanted this from what you've written on his videos. So she's kind of feeling a little bit of mixed emotions. She decides that she is going to go to the store and she is going to purchase an alarm, home defense stuff. That is what she is going to purchase because she's like, he got into my house once before. He is not going to get in again, even though a small part of me wants him to. Then she's thinking in her head, wait a minute. Tyler's roommate works in cybersecurity. Maybe I can call Tyler and I can see if maybe Tyler can talk to his roommate and maybe try and help me figure out how I can find this guy and who he is and possibly block him from everything. Because now, like I said, she's got mixed emotions. She doesn't know how she should feel. Chapter 6 is going to be from Josh's point of view, and he is still watching her. And do you know what he's watching her from? Her laptop camera. And honestly, all I can picture in my head in this chapter with Josh watching her through the laptop camera is this. So one of the things that Allie decides to type into the search bar on her laptop is, can someone watch me through my laptop camera? Josh is like, shit. And then Allie goes, shit. Because now she's like, oh my God, somebody truly can watch me through my laptop camera. So she gets up to get scissors and a piece of tape. She's going to rip the tape and she is going to place it over her camera. And right before she does that, Josh messages her and says, don't. She reads the message, like she picks up her phone when it goes off and she reads the message and she goes, I'm going to find you. And then we'll see how much you like it when you come home to discover someone waiting for you in the dark. Well, this sends a thrill through Josh. This turns Josh on. But before Allie puts the tape over the camera, she winks at him. Kind of like, I'm pissed off that you broke into my house and did that, but also I secretly enjoyed it. Even though Allie blocked the camera, she did not turn her microphone off. So while Josh can't see her, he can still hear her. And he hears her make a phone call and he hears a familiar voice answer the phone. It's Tyler. Allie says, Tyler, hi. Sorry for calling you out of nowhere. I'm not about to beg you to reconsider breaking things off or anything, but I have sort of a weird favor, and if this is crossing the line, feel free to tell me to fuck off. Tyler's like, okay. Allie says, I feel like I remember you telling me that your roommate worked in cybersecurity. And Josh is just on the other end, behind closed doors, while his roommate is out in the other room talking to Allie, while he can hear Allie through the microphone on her laptop in her house is just there like, oh shit. She can't come here. She can't be here. If she comes into my room, she's going to see the couch that I film my videos on. She's going to see the wall with the red light. She's going to see that all too familiar bed from my videos. She can't be in here. And if she does come here, I have to hide my hands. My hands are tattooed. She's going to recognize those tattoos from the video. I got to hide my hands. I can wear a pair of gloves. Like, he's freaking out. Tyler's basically like, yeah, he is. What do you need him for? And she goes, could he find someone for me online? I have a bit of a situation here. Well, now Tyler's freaked out and he's like, what kind of situation? Are you okay? And Allie's like, And Tyler goes, Allie, seriously, like, if someone threatened you or something, you should go to the cops, not my roommate. And Allie's like, I haven't been threatened, I don't think. Tyler replies with, just tell me what you need and Josh and I will take care of it. Between the two of us, we'll make whoever it is regret being born. Allie goes, I can handle this. I just need to find the person, that's all. Can Josh help me or not? I'll pay him. Tyler's like, save your money. I'm sure he'll do it for free. So now Josh is like, well, I have no choice now. I have no choice. I now truly do have to help Allie, but I'm going to have to find a way to do it where she is not going to catch on to the fact that I'm Mask Man. Now, before Allie came home from work to discover the mask on her bed, Josh was trying to think of a way to kind of like apologize to her, just in case she wasn't happy at the fact that that video was filmed in her room and he had broken into her house. So he basically bought an entire flower shop, but he didn't spend his own money. No, he used his cyber hacking skills to hack into like a billionaire's account and buy all of them in that billionaire's name and have them sent to Allie. And Allie's pissed because now she's got all these flowers arriving on her doorstep and she's like, flowers? You bought me effing flowers after breaking into my house? Also, what the hell am I supposed to do with an entire flower shop? This delivery man or these delivery men are telling me that it's against policy for them to take them back since they've been paid for. If you meant this as an apology, you failed. I'm madder at you than I was last night. Josh just kind of finds this hilarious because Allie hasn't truly blocked him. She's still talking to him. She basically pays the delivery drivers $50 to take them to the hospital. She messaged Josh, Mask Man, and goes, great. On top of being a pain in the ass and way over the top, your gift just cost me $50. Josh pretty much chuckles to himself, hacks into another person's account, and sends her $50 into her, like, Cash App kind of thing. And she goes, seriously? You think that makes up for all this hassle? And before Josh can respond, meanwhile, I just want to point out that Josh left his house and got in his car and drove to Allie's neighborhood and parked a couple ways down and has been sitting in his car watching this all play out while he still has himself hacked into her house pretty much to watch what's going on. But right after those flowers are delivered and the door closes, all of a sudden the doorbell rings again and the second gift that Josh bought Allie arrives. And it is nothing but a bunch of home defense stuff, like alarms, certain bars to put across the door, and a hidden camera detector. She types to Josh before she opens the package to discover the contents. She goes, did you send me something? She goes, it better not be a bomb or I'm coming back as a poltergeist and finding some way to ghost murder you. Josh grins at this because he's like, Allie was just as snarky as her thirsty comments made her out to be, and I was here for it. Allie does open the package and she quickly messages Josh and goes, you sent me home defense tools? After breaking into my house. Are you serious right now? Why did you get me these things? To make it harder for yourself the next time you try to break in? Are you some sort of sick fuck who likes the challenge? Also, you saved me the trouble of having to buy them for myself later today, like planned, but if you're waiting for a thank you, you're shut out of luck, buddy. Now, Josh is not answering her. He's reading these messages, but he's not answering her, and that's pissing Allie off, and she goes, I know you're reading these messages, you bastard. I can see the red receipts. All Josh responds with is a kissy face emoji. That pisses Allie off, and she goes, that's it. I changed my mind. I'm calling the cops. Josh types, don't. And Allie's like, what the fuck? Are you listening to me somehow? How the hell do I disable the microphone on my laptop? Josh writes back and says, well, I'm certainly not telling you. Allie basically says, knowing now that Josh is listening to her somehow through the microphone on her laptop, goes, I hope you're enjoying yourself, you son of a bitch. Josh types back and goes, immensely, with a smiley face emoji. She says out loud, instead of typing it to him, she says, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to make you regret this. Josh writes back, sounds kinky. This actually causes Allie to laugh out loud pretty much, and she goes, do not misconstrue the sound that just came out of my mouth. It was hysterical laughter only, brought on by stress and a murderous rage. Josh writes back, hot. She ends up choking on another laugh and says, God damn it, that's it, I'm turning off my computer. He sends a crying face emoji, and she goes, you're not funny. And he types back, then why do you keep laughing? She says, I'm not laughing, not really. I don't know if you remember me mentioning in the beginning of this video, in the first couple chapters, we meet Fred. Cute, adorable little kitty Fred. Fred is Allie's pet cat. When Josh broke into Allie's house, he meets Fred and is able to pet Fred, and Fred is like pretty much okay with him. But something about Fred is Fred does not like strangers, especially men. But he liked Josh. Like, he didn't run scared from Josh. He didn't hiss. He didn't scratch at Josh. He let Josh pet him. To kind of calm Allie's nerves right now, he's like, let me send her some outtakes of the video that I filmed in her room. Those outtakes are of him trying to film, but Fred coming in and rubbing up against him, batting at his hand, trying to love all over him. Allie's like, no. There's absolutely no way. What did you do? Cover yourself in catnip? He hates men. And Josh is pretty much like, he likes me, what can I say? And Allie laughs, but says, this means nothing. Cats are sociopaths by nature. Fred simply recognized a similar creature. Josh writes back and says, if I'm the cat, what does that make you? The mouse? Allie writes back, and ooh, the answer that she gave back, I was like, yes, girl. She writes back and says, I'm the motherfucking wolf. As Allie is going through the contents of the package that have all the home defense stuff in it that Josh sent her, she comes across a device that is a camera finder. And she starts rapid firing these messages to Josh. A camera finder? No. Dude, no. You better not have. So she starts going through her house with this camera detector, trying to detect where there's a hidden camera. It took less than a minute for Allie to find the camera that he hid, the little phone charger camera. And she stood in front of it and stared at it for so long that Josh started to get nervous. He finally types into a message, say something. She reads the message and then glances back at the camera and says, the other night, after you sent me that video, did you? He goes, Allie, no, I stopped. Allie goes, I don't believe you. And Josh is like, you don't have any reason to, but I'm still telling you I stopped. Allie goes, have you been watching me sleep? Change? He's like, no. She goes, why should I believe you? Josh is like, you shouldn't, Allie. She yanks the camera from the socket, and that was it. He can't see her anymore. He basically sends her a message saying, I don't want to hurt you. She writes back and says, didn't you just imply I'd be an idiot to believe you? He's like, shit, I suppose I had. With that, he noticed that Allie's online notification cut off because she had logged out of the app. But Josh's hope is that if everything went to plan, because he meticulously planned all this out, if everything went to plan, he was going to prove to Allie that that he has no intention of hurting her, and that she can eventually trust him. And that is going to conclude part 1 of the review of Lights Out by Navessa Allen. I did not plan on making this video into numerous parts, but when I saw how long this first part was, and I don't really like making long videos, I was like, I'm gonna have to do more parts. So sorry. I'm sorry, guys. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the book that I'm reviewing, Lights Out. So far, I do like it. It's a little crazy. It's a little bit of a wild ride. It's not something I'm used to. I'm used to my romantasy, being stuck in a little fantasy world with fairies and mermaids and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm now in like the real world pretty much. But let me know what you guys think of the book so far. Have you read it? What do you think? I like it. It is easy to follow. The chapters aren't too long. The writing style isn't too bad. It's very easy. It's very easy to follow. I like it. But let me know of any book recommend. Let me know if you guys have any book recommendations, or if you guys are reading a spooky book for spooky season, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Love you. Bye.